Hello guys, Bingocat here, and today I will be answering the question, is Windows 7 the new Windows XP? Now, why am I asking this question? Well, Windows XP was released to the world in October of 2001, and Windows XP support from Microsoft ended in April of 2014, giving this operating system a life of about 12 and a half years, which is far longer of a life than most other operating systems made by Microsoft. During this time, Windows XP became the world's most widely used desktop operating system, with it being used on about 85% of computers at its market share peak in December of 2006. When support ended for XP, Windows XP was still being used on about 27% of computers worldwide, which was unprecedented for an operating system this old. Nowadays, Windows XP's market share has fallen to about 9% of computers worldwide, according to net market share, which is, once again, unprecedented for an operating system this old, and has an even higher market share than the newer Windows 8.1, which is in use by only 6.9% of computers worldwide. So, why was Windows XP so popular, and why is it still in use by so many computers worldwide? Well, the main reason appears to be is because of Windows XP's successor, Windows Vista. When Vista was released, it was a bug-filled operating system, and Windows Vista's multiple service packs arguably solved many of the problems that Vista had on launch, but the damage was already done. People simply decided to stick with Windows XP to avoid all the problems that Vista had, and even when Windows 7, which is a really well-received operating system, was released, people kept using Windows XP because people had that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mindset. The other reason so many people kept using Windows XP for so long is because when Windows Vista came out, the specs needed to run Windows Vista were way higher than the specs needed to run Windows XP. And the computers back then weren't nearly as cheap as they are now. Therefore, a lot of people stuck with Windows XP because their computer wasn't powerful enough for Windows Vista, or any other Microsoft operating system released since then. So ever since Windows XP support ended in April of 2014, people have finally began to move away from Windows XP, due to the lack of support from both Microsoft and third-party companies regarding the operating system. And where have people who liked Windows XP gone to? Some went to non-Microsoft operating systems, such as macOS or Linux, and some quit using PCs together, instead electing to use their iOS or Android device as their primary computing device. But most people who used Windows XP have elected to switch to using Windows 7 as their primary operating system. So why Windows 7? Why not Windows 8.1 or Windows 10? Well, Windows 7, as of this video, has a lot in common with Windows XP. Windows 7, as of this video, is running on about 48% of computers worldwide, despite the fact that Microsoft has come out with two newer operating systems since then, and despite the fact that Windows 7 support ends relatively soon, in January of 2020. Like Windows XP, Windows 7 can run on a wide variety of computers due to its age. Windows 7 also has lower specifications than Windows 10 does, meaning, in theory, it should be a lot better at running on older computers than Windows 10 does. Windows 7 is also generally regarded as being secure and stable, like Windows XP was later in its life. And perhaps the biggest reason that Windows 7 remains popular is that newer operating systems by Microsoft have received lukewarm reception, or have even been downright hated due to confusing user interface changes, privacy concerns, or the amount of bloatware that now comes bundled with their operating systems. So to answer the question, is Windows 7 the new Windows XP? I would say yes, because the main reason that people are staying with Windows 7 is the exact same reason people stuck with Windows XP for so long. And that is, people have that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mindset regarding Windows 7. And really, can you honestly blame them? For most people, the computer is a tool to get work done on or to have fun on, and no one wants to spend time trying to get their computer to work or updating things on their computer. Really, the ultimate source to blame is actually Microsoft, due to the long support periods Microsoft gives to their operating systems. If they really wanted people to upgrade to the latest and greatest operating system, Microsoft should stop supporting their previous operating systems shortly after their latest and greatest one comes out, much like Apple does. Also, Microsoft should make their operating systems free to upgrade to for consumers, much like what Microsoft did for 1 year after Windows 10 came out, to entice people to upgrade. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, with links to all of these in the description down below. I hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye!